Welcome to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is the summer edition, 2026. Gio and Whitey bringing you the news, as it were.
The news.
Yep. Fresh off a couple trips. Fresh off a couple, really good adventures out west. George has been adventuring in the Wisconsin streams like he always does.
Yep.
And we've heard that the emergence of the little red birch bark, is now functional.
It's never looked better. It had a facelift. It had boat linoleum like all-weather carpeting put in it. And now you do that, build it, and they will come. Now I have all these
people just wanting to go on boat trips.
They're like booking me.
I know. You're booked out.
I'm booked out.
Yeah, you're like
for UMLs.
You're booked out like the guy that is on the Brule.
I am like Whiplash.
No, that's not it.
Split shot.
Nope. Rim shot.
Rim shot.
I was testing you to see.
Thank you.
No. So yeah, today, ladies and gentlemen, you have a gift of a show. We're going to shoot you some pictures on our YouTube channel of some of my pictures out west.
They're perfect pictures.
I'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about local fishing, and then some regulations that are coming down the pike. Especially if you're heading out west anytime soon. We've got to talk about that a little bit.
That's plenty.
Yeah, and then if we want to wrap up, there's a couple of new things coming down. Hunting season's right around the corner.
Oh boy.
By the way, we have to get our preference points in for Wyoming elk before too long.
It's too late.
Yeah, I think
we got our guide, Uncle Kenny Paulson.
Yeah, I think it's like October.
We have how many people have a guide asking us to go hunting?
Not many. Well, actually, a lot.
Actually, a lot of people. It sounded good.
That's their job, actually.
Right.
But anyway, I did see Kenny P this morning.
Nice. What time are you in the gym?
5.
I was there at 7. Nice. You see Kenny, I get Romano. I mean, you won that one.
That's not a fair trade.
No offense.
Just kidding,
Curtis.
Romano. Romano, okay, here's the story about Romano this morning. Before we get into our Falls cast, Romano was supposed to be in there at 6.
Oh, he was. I just outed him.
But 6 o'clock was not 6. So I had to spot Duford this morning.
Oh, well.
And he spotted me.
Nice.
But that was Romano's job, not my job.
That was Romano's job, and he and I were talking fishing and golfing at about 7:30 this morning. Just saying.
Well, anyway.
I think that was more fun. Yes.
It probably was. Okay, so you were going to ask me some questions about my trip out west, and I wanted to give you some. So go ahead.
100%. Okay, so, I mean, you deserved 2 trips in 3 weeks out there with everything going on. I mean, talk about an embarrassment of riches. Compare the trips because they both were exceptional. And did you get tired of catching 20-inch trout? Did you get tired of blue skies and blue waters?
Right. Well, the first trip was pre-planned up on the Missouri River with my buddy Lee Coyle and my little brother Mark, my son Hunter, and then my
family trip,
and my cousin Corey out of Oklahoma.
Fantastic.
So we all met in Bozeman, rented a cabin up in the mountains. Well, not really the mountains.
Foothills.
We were in Helena. Not really. That's not really the mountains, I guess. But we got a house up there, and then we just did 2 trips to the Missouri River.
Which is how far from Helena?
From Helena? No, it's right in Helena. It's like it goes
even better.
Yeah. So, but it's just a little bit north, where the Lewis and Clark Gates of the Mountain is.
Wow.
So it's kind of a cool. If you've ever been up to that area, Hauser Lake, Hauser Dam, Holter Dam, that whole area is just really cool.
Fantastic.
The water level though was really, really low. So, one of the issues that in the fishing world up there, the drought, just like the drought in the southern part of the mountains, like Colorado, Utah, big time drought, a lot of water loss, really tough on fish. Yeah. Colorado River, they're pulling fish out of there because they're so warm. They have to replace them.
Are.
Yeah, there's been a lot of things going on out there. But that first week of June historically is always a pretty
great
good
week.
Yeah. So we were up there fishing, and man, we caught a lot of fish. We didn't like. It wasn't like we've had in a couple years ago.
Your best years.
Yeah, where we caught 50, 55 fish in a day. That didn't happen this time, but it was still 20, 30 fish.
So obviously you had enough water for a drift boat to go through.
It's a jet boat, actually.
Okay.
So we're going in jet boats. Yep. And, we're in a jet boat, front and back, and the guide's in the middle. And then you're just basically driving up a section of the river and just
coming back down,
floating it down. Yep. And then using really small
what are you throwing?
nymphs, really small nymphs.
Nice.
Like
a size 20.
16s, 18s, 20s.
San Juan worms were big when we fished Yellowstone a couple years ago.
Wormsies always work, but we weren't fishing the worms. I'll get back to worms.
Yes. Can I ask a big question, a high-level question?
Yeah.
Did the drought influence where on the river the fish were, like on the bank versus the center?
A little bit.
Okay.
I mean, you'd have to ask Lee. But in that trip on the Missouri, specifically, the flows out of the dam usually are pretty high. They were really low. So some of the structure that you're used to fishing and going through is like, it's you can see it now. But
crazy.
But you know what? There were still a lot of fish. We still did. Yeah. We still did well. We figured out pretty fast. The guys figured out really fast where they were going. And shout out to Kaika and Lost Outfitters and
they're the best.
Lee Coyle and they did a great job. And then the next day we went up to we after a couple days we fished the big hole once. Then we fished the didn't do so well up there, and then we went over to the Ruby River, which is just straight east of Dillon and maybe a little north. Anyway, big mountain range, big reservoir, Ruby River Reservoir. And then there's a nice little stream that comes off it. That day that we fished that, it was 50 degrees and cold and rainy. But we still caught a couple fish. We didn't spend a lot of time.
You never get skunked.
No, we didn't. I mean, it was actually, it was great.
And you're talking about like 20-inch cutthroat and rainbows?
No.
No. Give
on the Missouri River, you're going to catch some of those.
Okay.
Right? Not cutthroats per se, but browns and rainbows. And then
fantastic.
And then on the Ruby, the fish are smaller river. I mean, there's still probably some 20-inch fish there, but
there's got to be.
The majority of the fish are probably in the 10 to 15 range max. Like they're not
inches. You mean?
Yeah. They're not that big.
Well,
yeah. But anyway, so that was that trip, and that was fun.
Sounds great.
But the next trip was a kind of a solo trip, to honor my dad out on the mountains.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So that was in Wyoming. So.
That sounds like something a Native American would do. Honestly, I mean that in a high compliment.
No. Right. Just get out there and do it.
Absolutely. Very spiritual trip.
It was kind of.
I hope so.
Well, I mean, everybody knows I'm a Christian. I don't hide that at all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was a nice way to just kind of get my thoughts to the Lord and just kind of, hey, let's have a talk and let's walk a couple mountains together, And so we went down every morning. There's two rivers that come together. There's the North Tongue River and the South Tongue River. And where they meet, then that eventually forms the Tongue River, right?
Sure.
But in the Bighorns, the fish are max like 12 to 13 inches.
Oh,
you're not going to.
It's always a function of food and habitat.
But there's cutthroats up there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I fished that for about 5 days. I caught probably as many fish as I wanted in a day. It was crazy.
Rewind that, producer guys. He fished it for about 5 days. No big 5 days. That's 126 hours. It is.
Well,
that's awesome.
But it's not unlike fishing here, where you fish in the morning from 8 to maybe 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. Well, then it gets hot.
Yeah, you kind of bag for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, the fishing isn't great because they're in the pools and they're not active and they're hot. And, so that's when you get back into camp and and
take a nap,
take
some food.
I didn't take a nap any day really, but the rhythm was really great. If anybody's listening to this podcast, and I know a few people, new listeners are, I would say check out the Bighorns. I mean, the drive up to the mountain is spectacular by itself.
Yeah, I've done it too.
It's beautiful. then the 14A alternative route to come down versus the 14A route that goes straight to Cody. if you take that 14A route, there are some amazing landscapes.
That's fantastic.
You can see so far. It's gorgeous. It's like the greatest ever.
I have to ask this too on that tip. Since you were out there on the 4th of July, did you have a premonition, anything happening? That's kind of the Battle of Little Bighorn.
There was a lot of people up there.
There were.
There were a lot of
pub for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of campers up there. If I were to give any advice,
because of that.
Yeah, but after Sunday,
all gone.
I mean, there was still people filing through there, but I'm a big fan of the Bighorn now.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I love the mountains, but
how many hours by car from here, if I may ask you this?
10.
Oh, that's not that bad.
No, because it's about. I think I want to say it's like 8 to spearfish. Then it's another 2.5 maybe from there up into the mountains.
It's less than I thought you would say.
Yeah. The equivalent would probably be just driving straight to Denver. You're kind of one's going south and west. Some one's going straight, basically west and a little bit south. But no, it's not too bad. My buddy Sam, shout out to Sam, hooked me up with a big wall tent out there.
Perfect.
So when I got out there, I had an ATV. Yeah. I had a Blackstone grill. I mean, I wasn't exactly roughing it. I had a Starlink in the car if I wanted to touch base with people, but I tried not to, just because. Why are you up there if you want to go watch movies every night?
I think I've expressed this when I was young, newly married. I made the mistake of coming back from a fishing trip in Canada like 10 pounds heavier. You can't be doing that.
No, you can't be doing that.
That was bad.
But to that point, though, one of the things I really like about camping by myself is that you have to make everything.
That's awesome.
So you got to bring everything in. And, so I ended up just pretty much eating venison like every day.
Are you saying you're poaching animals?
No, I'm just saying all that deer that we have in our freezer and all that stuff.
Along.
I just brought it,
fantastic.
and I gave some of it away to Sam because there's no way I was going to eat all of it. And I had venison medallions pretty much every night.
And you're cooking it on the fire?
Yeah, on the Blackstone. On a Blackstone. It was great. No,
sign me up.
Yeah, it was good. But no, so then 2 days in Idaho. So then I went from there. Then I fished the Teton River in Idaho.
Wow.
Teton River, the fishing wasn't as great because I think it was hot in that valley.
Drought conditions and all that.
Well, I don't know if it was drought. It was just hot.
Okay.
I think it was 100 degrees one day, 95 the next. I mean, it was warm. But the Teton River, pretty sweet river.
I've never even seen it.
It is cool.
Is it a wide one like the Yellowstone or
no? It's not that wide. The Henry's Fork, I didn't really fish. I also didn't fish the South Fork of the Snake River.
Yep.
I didn't fish that. That's a wide river.
I fished that at Henry's Fork.
Yeah. That's
beautiful.
The Snake is unwadeable.
Yes.
Like I don't think. I mean, there might be times
too high.
Yeah, maybe in the fall, maybe there's some times where maybe you could talk to some people where they would go and wade that river. Mm-hmm. But talk about like one of the prettiest rivers you've ever seen.
That alone.
That is a gorgeous. No, it is. It's so cool. And I don't know. You know how some rivers have a lot of light blue coloring?
Yeah, they do.
You see through them. And I don't know if that's like the limestone.
That they're typical of West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that limestone kind of going through. You go up north of Minnesota, not. It's iron ore.
Exactly.
Like brown.
Yeah, the groundwater has all that.
Yeah, so it's like so different. And then the Shoshone River or the Shoshone, that going towards Yellowstone, that river that is on the kind of
that's a beautiful little river.
Man, I wanted to stop 10 times going on that.
Exactly.
But anyway. So it was neat. Then we fished the last 2 days with my buddy Rick Rossi, who just turned 70. Happy birthday, Rick. I know you're listening.
Rick Ross, the rapper in Miami?
Huh?
The large man? Nah. Not that guy.
Rick and I had a great time. 2 days on the river in the Big Hole, and he put me on a lot of fish, and I didn't catch a lot of them because I suck. But other than that, it was one of those things like you ever get I don't know what it was, but I was hooking a lot of fish, but I wasn't like landing a lot of fish.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if it was Yeah, I'm sure it was me, obviously, but it was
you're
just
hooking fish.
no. Well, I mean, it was the fish were fairly active. Now they're on hoot owl restrictions up there, where you can only fish from 8 o'clock or to 2. At 2 o'clock, they shut down the rivers so that you can't fish anymore.
Why is that?
It's because the water temps are too high.
Oh,
and it
so
gets
you're stressing
too hot.
fish?
This fish gets stressed, so they don't allow any fishing for that entire time. So the idea is to get up early, 6 or get there to 7.
Exactly.
Fish 7 to
there's worse things
fishing
than
7
that.
to 2 is the same as 9 to 4, right? It's like
exactly.
You're just moving up and the fish are not as active because it's hotter and fish respond just like you would normally think they would. They're going to go into the rapid cooler water.
Yeah, there we go. They're almost
so pretty much like as a rule, if you're going out there at this time of year, don't fish the slow stuff.
Nah.
Fish the fast stuff.
Fish the fast cold stuff.
Yeah, fish the fast cold stuff. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
But we were catching them on big stonefly nymph.
Nice.
On the bottom.
On the bottom of the river.
Yep. And then big Chernobyl with white. So we have so you could see the kind
outline.
The stonefly kind of. So the dry dropper mix was great.
And
that's like what works on the.
There was no hatch per se.
The Big Hole River is kind of weird. Like if you go to Beaverhead and you go to some of the other like Jefferson, Madison, they have different hatches and they seem to respond a little bit better to the hatch. The Big Hole, they have the big salmon fly hatch, and that's like one
of the biggest things of the year.
That's the goulash that they eat every day. It's like so they want this big chubby and this big big flies, 8s and 10s, big flies, and that's what they're eating.
Yeah,
and that's their.
That's how they thrived.
Yeah, no, that's their peanut butter and jelly every day.
You're going through.
That's
McDonald's.
their Uncrustable.
Exactly. Thank you.
So tell me. So that's my trip out west. It was great. I kind of like. I feel like when I go out there, it's just. I don't know. It's just like
Oh, it's good for the soul.
Oh, it's great.
I miss going out there.
I'm like, Heidi, we got to get a place out there. Yeah, for sure. Just to. Whatever, and she's like, okay, well,
okay, cowboy.
What about grandkids?
Yeah.
She's what about those? And so I get it, but it is pretty special. I really like it out there.
Well, grandkids would want to go out there.
See, that's what I say.
If she's listening,
we could put a pool out there.
Right.
What else do they need?
My kids still talk about when are we going back out west, and they're adults now.
I know. Yeah. So anyway, really fun.
That's fantastic.
Saw a lot of animals. I saw a lot of elk. Saw a ton of bison going through Yellowstone.
Did you see Grandpa getting thrown in the air?
Dude, that was
Can we post that?
We got to show that video.
That is the best video in many a summer.
The funny thing about that is that it avoided the woman that was in that picture.
That's true.
And it went after the old guy. They smell.
He did not
smell
like
the
Gramps.
Yeah, they smell the weakness.
It's
that? Like every
How about when he's chasing it around a pine tree?
Well, stay in the trees, dude. Climb one of those trees and stick around it, and don't let it. Because
he looks 6'7", 300 pounds.
That guy.
And the fact that he went butt over tea kettle,
ass over tea kettle,
doesn't break his neck and just lands. That was incredible, wasn't it?
And then he didn't get charged like a bull.
No, he didn't.
Ring.
You're right. Then he just ran away.
I know.
It looked like an old hee-haw episode. I mean, I think we both know people that should be on that show.
I hope
I know we do.
I hope that producer Caleb and John show when you said that a picture of hee-haw.
Yes.
You gotta fill those.
I went to high school with Ellie Mae.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
Shut up.
She did. Yes. Ellie Mae's a Milwaukee girl.
Really?
Yes. She went to Hollywood for Texas tea. Some of that, what do they say? Sweet crude.
Yeah.
She got even richer going out to Hollywood.
Is that right?
Living on a ranch. Yes.
Wow.
So anyway.
Little known fact.
Oh, yeah. There's always something up my sleeve.
It's your brush with celebrity
I know.
You're so close.
I'm
so close.
But yet so far.
So tell me about you now. So that's enough about me. People are bored about me.
Okay. So it's been good lately. And the uniqueness of my recent fishing experiences in the South Metro trout fishing, again, I went back to where there's some nice holes on a wide trout stream by Rochester. And a couple years ago, I saw either a muskie or a pike in a deep hole in the Whitewater River system. So I caught it a couple years ago. I have some pictures of it. And I go back there, and sure enough, it's the strangest pattern of all time. There's about a 3-foot northern pike in that like deep cut where there's also a little like creek coming in.
Yeah.
And I didn't catch it this time, but
he's in there.
He's in there again. I mean, who would think that is what happens as the summer goes on? Like, that's a pattern. There's like 10, 15 pound pike just taking up the best spots.
Isn't that funny?
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Yeah. I know when I was out in Idaho, there was a bridge that I went under to fish and walked the bridge, basically north upstream.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath the bridge, you could see this probably a 30-inch trout.
Big one.
Just a massive. And there's and you could see him because he'd come up like there'd be this willow. Right? And it's impossible to get your fly in there.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's snag central, right?
Exactly.
There's no way. But you could see him just come up and grab, just come down. And he was massive.
Yeah, he's well fed.
He's like huge in a shade, in a fast part of the little area, right against the shore, underneath the cut. But he just come out every once in a while. And I'm like, oh my gosh. That is a big fish.
You never forget seeing that, like
in between two logs.
Exactly.
He's like, no, I'm not going to get it.
That's how they get that big, as we know. Another thing I learned fishing the driftless area in Wisconsin is I've seen like decent sized trout get snapped up by otters, but those are too big to get eaten now.
You've seen?
Yeah, I've seen it twice.
Wow.
And
that's cool.
It's cool.
I see that up in the Bunch Waters every
that's
once in a while.
sad. Like he beat me to the punch, but like your 30-incher is not prey for an otter.
I've never caught. I mean, the biggest fish I've ever caught was up in Alaska last year, was 29 3/4 inch.
Wow.
Rainbow. But, I mean, or steelhead, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you need to come with me to the South Shore steelhead fishing.
Yeah.
We could post some 3-foot long steelhead we used to catch.
Is that right?
Yeah, they're still down there. The Root River, everything down by Racine, Wisconsin has a bigger strain of steelhead.
Do they?
They have the Skamania strain, and that is just like steelhead on steroids, and thus that's why they stock them, and they're phenomenal.
And is it kind of the same spring kind of?
Yeah, you're going in the spring and
fall or not?
More of a coho Chinook run, but
in the fall.
Yeah, you don't complain with literally a 20-pound Chinook on a fly rod.
No. By the way, and that's what the Brule is pretty well known for.
Yeah, it
right?
is.
Like,
yes.
You can go to the Brule in October, September, and you got to watch your dates.
Yep, and regs and what have you.
But like that's when that's
the best time.
Those large browns come over at night, and then you're walking the river and you see these big fish darting in front of you. You're like, holy crap, those are big.
It ruins you.
I know it is big. But so you, the one thing I was going to ask you, because I know I talked to you about this earlier, but Lanesboro, Wisconsin.
Yes. Wisconsin or Minnesota?
Or Lanesboro, Minnesota.
Yep.
But they had like, you're talking about the southeast Minnesota, the Iowa, the north, east Iowa range. But they had huge rainfalls a couple weeks ago where it was like back-to-back super heavy rainfalls. I think it was like 77 inches, like, just like that, and it closed I-90 for a while. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I didn't know the status of that. I haven't been down there since. I think it's been okay, but it was it was a lot. So like, for example, I think I'm looking up here. I think it was. I mean, they were getting July 2nd. They had 1.5 inches. Grand Meadow had, so this is in Mauer County. That must be Iowa. But they had that day that on July 7th or July 2nd, they had 7.3 inches that day. Austin had 3.7 inches. I mean,
that's a lot.
They got hammered in rain. Caledonia had 5 inches.
5?
Yeah, and it caused some flooding. Yeah, really bad.
Cataclysmic events.
Yeah, like Whitewater State Park had 4 inches of rain.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I'm like, I hadn't been down there since. Have you been down there to see if
Not since then, but one of my little sneaky tips, if it is one, doing what I do, I get to fish the whitewater, once a week if I want to.
Yeah, just after work and just do a quick hit.
Just go during
your
the
way
day
home.
or in the evening. And so it's just right now is pike on the fly season for me.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. June, July, August. Now they're up. And tomorrow I'm going to a UML with my son.
Yeah.
And we got to get him his first muskie on a fly. His first muskie. Well, hopefully he'll get one tomorrow. And we'll put pictures up.
I have yet to catch a muskie on the fly.
You got to come with me. It's heavenly.
I have caught muskie on a...
Yeah, you've caught them.
But I have not caught a muskie on a fly rod.
A fly rod makes a 5-pound muskie feel like a 30-pound shark.
I know. And, speaking of that, this is a good time to talk about this, I guess. So a lot of people ask us, okay, what do we use for pike if you're using a 5 or 6 weight fly rod? Well, don't use a 5 or 6.
Don't use a 5 weight.
No.
You're going to break your rod.
Right. It should be probably a minimum of like an 8 or 10. And they actually make steel reinforced leaders.
Yep. You got to use those.
You got to use those because
they'll wrap you.
They'll wrap you and then their teeth are just, it doesn't matter how.
Yeah. And you don't want the muskie to be jingle bells.
No, that's not good for the fish.
That's
either.
bad.
No. So, go to your Thorne brothers or have them just talk to you about how to set up, but it's usually about a 10 weight, and it's usually
pike leaders.
Yep.
100% with you.
And sometimes I've noticed too that they do a lot of sink tip stuff, right?
Yeah, I switched to that a couple years ago with my 10 weight and 11 weight fly rod.
All sink tip.
Yeah, because that gets your lure in the fish zone, really just like 4 feet down all the time.
Yeah. So then if you have a sinking fly, then it's going in for
perfect
streamers.
You can use a floating fly. The guy, I forgot his name. I'm sorry. The guy who has the state record fly caught muskie out of Mille Lacs, he's the guy who actually showed me with a sink tip line, you want a floating fly because it just undulates more as it rises.
And they love that thumpy, horizontal line on there.
And I don't want to go too deep here, but that is a more attractive yet subtle presentation to a muskie that's seen it all than a metal bucktail charging through.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the catch. Pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. No, so that's the Minnesota wrap up for Wisconsin. I don't know if you've been to the Kinney or the what does that look like right now?
The Kinney, the Kinney and the Rush, I'm getting stalked by the guy the buffalo threw in the air. It looks like
he's always
Hank
around.
Williams Jr. And he brings his kids and his dogs, and they think they can like swim through like the best pools. So
that's annoying.
I kind of let Cletus do his thing.
Yeah, that's annoying. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Cletus.
Well, I mean, but
it'll be good.
It's his right to the river too, right?
It is. You know what? And that just says to me, Cletus is out. He haws on at 7, so that means I'll start fishing after he haws over in the evening. Everybody wins.
So, have you been down to the Chippewa River?
No, but
kind of by Durand.
This just in.
Yeah,
my beautiful bride is asking for a ride to and from meeting some ladies out at 5 and 8, which means I'm fishing
5 to
8 p.m. That means I'm trout fishing from 6 to 7:45 tonight.
Beautiful.
This just in.
And you and I both know where you're going to go.
We do know.
And we're not
UMR. Unidentified Metro River.
Right.
And I know. How about that? Well, so I'm winning from this.
Hey, that's a...
how about that?
As married folk, we take our victories as men when we can.
Yes, we do.
And this is absolutely a victory.
That's a victory.
So you get out.
I think the fact that your beautiful bride
if you
did not complain when you went out west for like 2 trips.
She supported it. And
let's talk about that.
And she also flew out on Sunday.
Oh.
And then we drove back together.
That's cool.
That was nice. Because, I don't know about you and driving, but there's a period of time during everybody's drive.
Where you fall asleep.
Where you get, your eyes. And for me, it's like 12:30 to like 2:30.
Oh, yeah. I think that's almost universal.
It's like I can't.
The horizon is the same.
It's like you see the heat rising off the asphalt and the cement, and you're like, I can't stay awake. And so that was good. It was good to have her kind of just just have company. And
100%. I love it.
We also crushed a pizza. Like I hadn't.
Well, that's not going to help you stay awake.
I hadn't
by
had.
the way.
Well, no, the night before, like
yes.
I hadn't had like
food.
I hadn't had.
Wait a minute, you're venison over the open fire Neanderthal guy.
Everybody knows.
Are you backing off of how you really lived out there?
Like when you're.
Did you go glamping?
Have you ever gone to the Boundary Waters?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been forever.
I know, but after 7 days in the Boundary Waters, what do you want to do?
I want to eat a Milky Way and a steak or a giant hamburger.
Or a massive grease ball from Gordy's Hi-Hat and Cloquet.
Yes.
With a strawberry shake.
Extra everything.
Yes. You're doing that, right?
Yeah, I think that's
and that's kind of like, that's
100%.
Yeah, I'm hitting that pizza. And we just crushed it. It was awesome.
Oh,
it was so good.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. So anyway, wrapping up, a couple things to kind of close. So check the regs coming up this year. They haven't shut down the walleye limit that I know of.
No, it's good to go.
For Mille Lacs. So they
were trying to keep all parties happy.
I know. So that's kind of good.
Yeah.
We're coming into the fall. I haven't heard a report on Mille Lacs lately. I'm imagining it's still pretty hot. The
water temps have got to be the hottest they'll be all year.
I would think.
It's got to be in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like we fished last night, audience, and I think the surface temp was 82. That's what we heard.
What was it? Did you bring your...
no, I think BK mentioned that it was early or low 80s.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because now he has the fancy...
Oh, he's got the fancy schmancy.
He does, and he's got the temp right there.
He's kind of a big deal right now.
He's a big deal.
BK is living life large right
now.
We're
like in his world, orbiting his world.
Yeah, we just kind of... We're just like observers to Brad's world.
But we are good luck for his fishing last night.
You started it off.
Did you notice that?
You started us off really well.
I did. I hit a chunky, but then he thrashed me.
Lastly, from a hunting standpoint, Minnesota's considering going to a 3 duck limit this year.
Oh, versus a 2.
Versus a 6.
Ooh, your thoughts?
Not a big fan because I feel like all the ducks that we get a chance to shoot at, we have...
You have it made.
The flyway has shifted like we've talked about before.
Yep.
The flyway has shifted to the far east and probably out of the state on the west side.
Wow.
You get some geese that come through that western portal and some ducks on that western side. But, for the most part, whatever used to come through the flyway...
Mississippi River flyway.
Yeah, or even just through the center part of Minnesota.
Okay.
That has now shifted westward. So, there's no...
That's a whole nother
another podcast.
That's fascinating, I feel.
But the problem with that is then they go on further south and they don't have those regulations.
Aha.
So it's like, okay, you're going to penalize Minnesota,
right,
who doesn't get a lot of the duck coverage anyway, just a lot of the locals.
To save it for the southern people.
And then the southern people don't have this. So there needs to be some coordination, I think, from each state has their own thing. But those states really need to kind of coordinate. It's kind of like our federal government.
Oh, I knew you were going to go there.
They really need to just coordinate.
Are you approving centralization of duck?
Yeah, to some degree, because it's
harvest.
Because it's a federal flyway. It's not a Minnesota flyway.
It's not.
It's and they follow the rivers, and the rivers are
beginning to scare me here. I love that wolf management has been given back to the states as of last month.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're seeing Colorado and bear management. Now you can hunt grizzlies in small numbers if you're a resident.
Mm-hmm.
And certain people like it, certain people can't stand it. Personally, as a landowner in northern Wisconsin, there's too many wolves.
Right.
If I may just say that.
No, it's a problem.
And you're only harvesting per the research model they've developed.
Right.
It's not like they're all going to be gone.
I agree with
you. Get it, but yeah.
I agree with that. But when you look at ducks, I feel like it's like, okay, if you're going to limit Minnesota to 3, then limit Iowa to 3, then limit Missouri to 3, limit Louisiana to 3, and limit Texas to 3.
Unless, wink, wink, it's all about tourism in those states.
Well, it is.
Come down and spend your money down here, mister.
Of course it is, right? but Arkansas, if they went to 3 bird limit, they would... They'd laugh at you. It's like, I don't...
Here come my hillbilly jokes.
I know. So anyway, I get you. We've had 3 bird limit, certain wood ducks and certain ducks. I get, they're looking at it, the grand scheme and saying, okay, you can only shoot 1 male, whatever,
Yep.
But it just seems sometimes when they come up with these ideas, it seems very arbitrary and capricious. It's like,
Gotcha.
why don't you just coordinate with the 4 or 5 states around us?
It's a great idea. Great point.
Because it doesn't have to be federal, but it should certainly be Midwest.
Well,
right? Or
the shining example of states working together, honestly, are Minnesota and Wisconsin. They stagger their fishing opener
and their duck hunting and their deer hunting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's why. So we have opportunities to do both.
Correct.
So why not these other states?
And why not duck species?
I agree.
And limits.
Yeah.
So anyway, because if we think the limits, if the population is down in Minnesota, it probably means it's down in South Dakota.
You would think.
It probably means it's down in North Dakota, and
Right.
it probably means it's down in Wisconsin.
Right. I agree.
And it's just like, okay, what are we talking about here?
I blame Romano. I think
it is a Romano thing.
I do too.
See, that's what happens when
And BK.
when Romano doesn't come at 6 o'clock.
Exactly.
6 o'clock isn't 6 o'clock to Romano.
No.
6 o'clock is 7 o'clock
He's
to
a
Romano.
retired fat cat guy. Let's just throw this in. He's trying to hide it by doing extra crunches. But really, he's fat cat retiree guy.
Well, speaking of
retiree
guy, shout out to Rick Rossi, my guide down in Montana. Rick, if you're listening, you're the crap.
You're the goods.
You're the goods. It's been a good fishing. Looking forward to in August and September.
I need to meet this guy. I want to fish with him,
dude. You got to come out.
I would love to.
September, October. Our buddy, our Kenny P. He's heading out to Idaho again.
He's a full-fledged guide, guide.
Dude, he's coming out there.
I'm impressed.
So we got to get out. We're going to see if we can maybe go out west with him in September.
Would love to.
Yeah, we should do that because he's going to fish the South Fork of the Snake.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
whatever he does, touches to go.
He's masking that as a work trip.
Oh, wow.
He's
listening to us.
I told him, Georgian, you and I could lift cabinets if we need to.
Yeah, we could.
And just, we can do.
We won't be as good as him.
No, but
nor do we want to be.
He doesn't need us to be. He just needs to put it in the place that we just more.
Give us a reason to go out there.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Many hands make the work,
lighter.
So
correct.
All right.
We love our fans.
I got a bonus topic for you guys.
What's that, Caleb?
McGregor Holloway.
Oh, yes.
Conor McGregor.
So you're saying he took a dive because he got kicked in the leg and he was down in 10 seconds.
Conor McGregor did?
$100 million, I think.
Conor McGregor.
Yes.
What round?
First round in like 30 seconds.
See, this is why pay-per-view.
I think I'm right about that.
See, okay, this is a different podcast, but we can talk about whether there is true autonomy away from Vegas.
Wow.
In sports.
Okay, tune in for that. Let's promote that because we might bust our attendance records.
Well,
and on our shorts.
Our shorts are going to blow up on
They're going to blow up. And then McGregor's people will come after us.
Well, I mean, look. I
might go viral. I might go viral for the third time in my life.
Let's talk about the World Cup for just a second.
Yes.
Congratulations to Spain. Great. Good job. I'm glad you beat Argentina, who had the easiest record and schedule going into it.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
For Messi?
Yeah. They didn't have to travel that far at all. The refs had some pretty egregious calls their way.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was a lot of things going in the right direction for Argentina.
FIFA is known as the dirtiest sanctioning body of all. There.
Right. Anyway, so we're not going to, let's not go there. Another time. But I like where your head's at, Caleb.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
like that.
See, he's helping us.
All right.
Peace out.
Have a great rest of your summer. Enjoy the weather. Don't stress the fish out. Fish in the morning, fish late at night. But fish. We'll talk to you next time.